Hello Canada, I'm Jacob Devine, and it is January of 2015. I'm here with former Prime Minister Stephen Harper to discuss Canada's military mission in Afghanistan. Good afternoon, Mr. Harper. Today, I would like to dive into Canada's history and relationship with Afghanistan from 2001 to 2014 and have an in-depth conversation about its significance. As the former Prime Minister of Canada from 2006 through 2015, I will do my best to inform the citizens of Canada on the impact and importance of our nation's involvement in Afghanistan. Firstly, when did Canada become involved militarily in relation to Afghanistan, and why? On September 11th, 2001, a group of terrorists known as Al-Qaeda were responsible for the hijacking of 4 commercial planes, which they then purposely flew into the World Trade Center and Pentagon. The terrorist group Al-Qaeda was supported by the Taliban regime, which at the time had taken over control of the Afghan government. In response, the United States of America, along with Canada and other nations within the UN and NATO, acted against the terrorist groups in Afghanistan, as well as striving to bring a democratic government to the troubled nation. Who were the Canadians that participated, and what did they achieve in Afghanistan? After Canada pledged its allegiance in the fight against terrorism, the CAF, Canadian Armed Forces, launched Operation Apollo in October of 2001, consisting of all types of military forces. First, Canada sent 15 naval warships to Afghanistan to scout out the nearby ocean. This is our country's largest naval military effort since World War II. In the skies, the CAF's Aurora aircraft patrolled the waters of Southeast Asia, while 2 other planes supplied crucial soldiers and supplies. Alongside the NATO-led International Security Assistance Force, Canadian ground troops were tasked with the dangerous task of eliminating terrorist operations in Kandahar and Kabul, Afghanistan. Throughout the rest of their time in Afghanistan, Canadian troops established a democratic Afghan government, rebuilt the local military, and revived its infrastructure. Interesting. And what was the significance of our nation's efforts? And was ending all interventions in Afghanistan the right decision? Canada helped set up a temporary democracy and eliminated many terrorist forces in the Afghan nation. Now, in early 2015, after our complete departure, Canada has completed most of what we set out to do. In the short term, we are closer to ending terrorism and on our way to achieving peace compared to 10 years ago. But in the future, in 2021, when the terrorist-endorsing Taliban regime takes back control of the Afghan government, it will be a discouraging blow in the face of our nation's past efforts. I myself ask what the point of sacrificing all that time, money, and lives of Canadian soldiers. I am sad to say that in the long run, the significance of Canada's efforts was little to none. And what did Canada sacrifice in their battle against terrorism? In Canada's largest military mission since World War II, 40,000 CAF members were deployed in Afghanistan. From 2001 through 2014, 158 Canadian military personnel and 1 diplomat died fighting in everyday firefights and improvised explosive devices, among many other things. They died fighting for world peace and bringing an end to terrorism. On the financial side, $2.2 billion were spent by Canada rebuilding Afghanistan, which is more than any other country that received Canadian aid at the time. How did your choices and actions have an impact in the Canadian military efforts across the globe? When I became Prime Minister in 2006, my plans were to continue and expand the military operation in Afghanistan, and that is what I proceeded to do. As well, in May of 2011, I made a visit to Kandahar, Afghanistan. My visit's objective was to reinstall the goal of the mission in the minds of the troops and to express my gratitude for their courageous work. I got to experience first what it was like near the front lines and how what we were doing there had a real impact in the troubled country. It was a pleasure, Mr. Harper. Thank you for your insight, and good night, Canada.